customer retention. Nowadays, customer retention is the key parameter and the barometer for customer success and the organization success as well. In the olden days, traditional methodology was all about customer actions. Customer is not only the king, it is the customer is queen, customer is jack. In fact, customer is all the cards in the deck.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the GB show. Today I have an interesting topic for you that is on customer experience. We have done enough on cybersecurity, and to have discussion on customer experience, I have someone special. He's a CIO at HealthAssure, Mr. Ninad Raje. Let me take you to him and let's have a discussion that how we can enhance the customer experience for all our users. Hi Ninad.
Hello,
Welcome
Gaurav.
to the GB show.
How are you doing?
All good, thank you. Please have a seat.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. We'll like to have some beer.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can pour some beer to us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, how was the place you like here? It was
It's
good?
an amazing place. I think Mumbai is a very inviting, very warm place, and it is very close to the beach as well. I think you have picked up your spot very nicely.
Exactly.
So it really helps. It is a very informal sort of an atmosphere and environment.
Though we are informals.
Though we are in
Okay.
formals as well. Thank you so
Cheers
much.
and,
Cheers, cheers, Gaurav.
Ninad, so to start with, for my audience, I would like you to tell me that your experience and what you have done in your career so far.
Well, firstly, to begin with, Gaurav, it's been an honor and a privilege to be on this particular show. It's a great show. I've seen the episodes as well. Gaurav, you're doing a very good job. You've been kind enough to invite me to the show as well. So, well, from the experience standpoint and my background as from the technology standpoint, I have always been a technocrat at heart, at soul. My passion is technology and, of course, skilled at technology as well. I have a collective experience of 27 years, and
Okay.
27 over the span of this 27 years, uh, in addition to the technology and being a technocrat, I've also learned a lot of tricks of the trade, and that has kind of come from the fact that I have had stints, rather opportunities and stints in the US for a long time. I was based in US and now back in India. So you can call me a technology technocrat, a techno-commercial technocrat, and a business guy as well, because I've had the opportunity to learn a lot of business relationships, customer relationships,
Okay.
and I believe in harnessing the power of technology and to put that to better use and how to improve and enhance the experience of the customers. And that's exactly what technocrats do nowadays, in this today's day and age.
Amazing. And I think no one I could have invited better than you, who has technology experience, business relationship, and customer experience.
Right.
And today, I think everyone, running behind the technology. So, what do you think? Why, customer experience is the must to have for the business, and why it is so important?
Absolutely. I think in today's day and age, with the digital age, customer experience plays a very important, a pivotal role in any organization, be it a native organization, a traditional orthodox organization, and now very new age cloud native organization. As an example, I mean, we just asked this guy to pour drinks for us, right? So this guy, look at this customer experience. This guy knows that we enjoy the tall glasses, right, rather than beer mugs, right? So that's where the customer experience comes from. This is from the real life example. However, from the organization viewpoint, the reason it is very important is it first of all enables the organization for customer retention. Nowadays, customer retention is the key parameter and the barometer for customer success and the organization success as well. In the olden days, traditional methodology was all about customer action.
Yeah.
Everybody is now moved away from that particular angle, and now everybody is talking about customer retention, which becomes a parameter. So that enhances customer experience, enhances the customer retention as well. The second point being customer satisfaction. The entire piece of customer experience hinges on the fact that customers should be satisfied to the extent that customers should be delightful when they are approaching and they're engaging with the organization. So that's where it comes into picture. And the third and probably one of the best parameters for any organization is cross-selling and upselling as well. Suppose, say for example, an organization has a trademark product and the consumer has accepted it and bought that particular product, but how does one organization then cut across the board and try to upsell and cross-sell other products or other services? And that is where customer experience comes into picture, and it really enhances that prospect of engaging the customer and trying to cross-sell and upsell the product as well. And that is where the business kind of thrives, and it increases its propensity to sell to the customer as well.
Okay, amazing. So you must be having so many experience or learnings as a CIO. So what for customer experience your experiences are and lesson learned?
I think it's a very valid question. In fact, over the past, like I said, over the past 27 years in the technology industry, it has certainly allowed me to get in a lot of learnings and insights as well. One of the most important learnings, and I would want to kind of share this with the entire audience out here as well. It is rightly said by somebody that customer is the king. You know, over the past number of years, honing the technology, implementing technology, interacting with a lot of customers, I have learned one thing which is very, very important, which is customer is not only the king, it is the customer is queen, customer is jack. In fact, customer is all the cards in the deck.
Everything. Yeah.
And we have to take care of all the cards. And the cards, if you can equate it to the subtle nuances, the elements of the customers, including the habits, including the behaviors, including the likes and dislikes, including what do they want, when do they want, what time do they want, and in what fashion do they want. So that is something which is required. That can only happen if you put yourself in the customer's shoes. And if that has to happen, you have to go and meet the customers. You want to kind of go ahead and see how do they in fact involve themselves into the day-to-day activities. Only then you will be able to come very close to the customer, think like the customer, and that is the learning that I have had kind of derived over the past couple of decades of technology experience.
Amazing. I think I can, vouch for that, because being a technocrat myself and coming into a marketing business now, when we do cybersecurity marketing, I think, and education specifically, the portal which we are using, how my user get experience to that, how this we are leveraging the technology. And I think for customer experience, technology is the key part, right? And what all technologies you think, or how technology can actually help you to increase the customer experience?
All right. I think there are several technologies that come to my mind. However, it also depends on the most important element is how does the business see technology helping and enhancing the customer's experience, right? So it is a combination of the business strategies, a combination of digital strategy, and then comes technology in terms of how can technology help drive both this business as well as the digital strategy. They all go hand in hand. As an example, I mean, there are certain technologies which over the number of years have really enhanced the experience in terms of the customer relationship management, commonly known as CRM. Nowadays, you have the bots and you have the chats, and then you have the forums and you have the social medias, and then of course you have this entire experience of AI and ML which is coming up, and the augmented reality which is also coming up. All these technologies, however, they seem that they are very, very new in the nascent stage, but I really believe that they have been in with the entire industry for a long, long time. It is just about now that people are able to see and approve of their adoption. So right from the CRM to AI to ML to forums, digital forums, and so on and so forth. Although we can talk about this WhatsApp and the chat forums, they are very, very powerful tools as far as the customer experience is going on, because you know what, it directly kind of gets in touch with the customer, and the customer you can interact with the customer on the chat. And of course, with the advent of bots, of course the human element is kind of diminishing, and the bots are taking over. Of course, the bots also are enhancing the capability of reduction of time. They can also timely deliver the services. It captures all the data and insights and information which the business can use to enhance and improve the product, and thereby bring enhanced and really nice products to the customer. So that is something which I would put to the table in terms of the technology changing landscape. And of course, the adoption is very, very important. And also one more aspect is how does one deliver the technology? Although there are several technologies, what is the right set of tools, or what is the right technology to use for what product, for the right product and the right time and to the right customer.
Exactly. This is the biggest question, what technology, because you have mentioned many things, I can do on WhatsApp, I can go, some UI experience, something, how to get that. But is there a step-by-step guide or a framework which you like to advise the businesses that this is how you, because it's not one shoe fit all, right? So
Absolutely.
how they can experience themselves and say that this will work for my customer? Any step-by-step guide or framework you
Right.
think?
In fact, there are the following things that come to my mind. I mean, there is no definitive guide as such,
Yeah.
or rather, there are millions of guides which are available across the internet. You can actually search on Google as well. However, there are three aspects that come to my mind when it comes to guiding and understanding the customers. One is listening.
Okay.
Listen to the customers properly, listen to the feedback that the customers are giving you, because a lot of organizations that I have seen over the past number of years, they simply ignore the feedback which is coming from the customer, and finally they notice one fine day it's doomsday and they've lost the customer.
Yeah,
So
that
that
happens
is
because people are more on sales and don't
absolutely.
want to see once the sale is done, they don't listen to the
Absolutely.
customer.
So
Yeah.
that is the first aspect
Yeah.
aspect of it. The second being engagement with the customers. You please go ahead and engage with the customers to the fact that not only call, but there are certain times when you have to interact with the customer by being with the customer. Make it a point that you go and meet the customers. I understand that probably in today's day and age it's remote working and so on and so forth, but it does not harm anybody to go and meet the customer wherever they are. At least you will get the insight of the customer. So that is very, very important, engaging with the customer, because you will get a lot of insights real time and directly from the horse's mouth. And the third important element is, once you have all that information with you, you analyze the information, you then improve and improvise your product, act upon that feedback that you get, improve and improvise the product, and then go back to the customer saying that based on your inputs, based on your feedback, we have gone ahead and tweaked our product to cater to your needs and requirement. That's where personalization comes into picture. So to answer your question in one bit, personalization of customer experience is very, very important in today's day and age, especially the digital age.
Awesome. And I think the step feedback, engagement, and then personalization, I think that sums up, the customer experience for anyone. So maybe I will come to, a personal level, and where you, at your role, as a CIO, so you must be having security team. And in the outward, it's saying that cyber security, when we are increasing it, the customer experience decrease, right? So you must have seen many situations like that. How you handle that, and you go with security experience.
Absolutely. I think you're spot on and bang on, because I have seen so many organizations, so many teams. I have worked with so many disparate teams also, and collaboration comes into picture.
Yeah.
However, when we talk about collaboration between the security folks and the business folks, sometimes they're at loggerheads. And there have been instances and situations wherein I had the opportunity to be bang in the middle of both these teams and trying to make sure that they come together, see eye to eye as well. There are a couple of aspects to this. One being the business. The business is always trying to very hard to drive numbers, sales, acquisitions, retention, and so on and so forth, because they have their own targets. At the same time, security folks are supposed to, from their job perspective, from their role standpoint, they're supposed to protect, prevent the organization from risk. So how does one get both these activities together? And that is where the collaboration comes into picture. Now, in today's day and age, every data point, all right, is looked upon as very important, very pivotal, and hence it has to be protected, right? So, however, at the same point in time, also the consumers and the global citizens are now well aware of their privacy, confidentiality laws, governance, compliance, and their rights as well. So, from that standpoint, the security folks are supposed to, and they are also now addressing those situations in terms of, there are certain security postures which are available, and the CISOs and the so-called risk managers, they go ahead and implement, at the same time making sure that the business is not hampered negatively. and that is something which is now coming up and getting adopted, and both of these people are coming together, sitting together, discussing how can we go ahead and secure it as far as, and at the same time make business sense as such. So because of the advent of this entire security posture and the compliance activities, and of course the awareness of the people, like people like you and we, ultimately we are also consumers, right? Even we don't want our personal data, personally identified data, to be available on the internet and accessible to anybody and everybody, right? So we would also be on the same, sailing in the same boat. And as such, businesses and security guys understand this, and I think they are well coming together, collaborating, and making sure that business and security go hand in hand. And now they are out there talking to each other, collaborating, and doing business together. In fact, and the security folks nowadays also understand business. In fact, there are training modules that businesses go ahead and impart training to the security folks.
Yeah, exactly. It's a both way. So business is learning security, security is learning business, and also I think the consumer itself is getting aware that they said, okay, experience comes later. Give me the security first, and then I can have a better experience if my data is safeguarded.
Absolutely.
Right? So that is there. But I think yes, customer experience in itself, dwelling into that particular field is a critical area. So for the young people, who are watching us right now, if you want to tell them to have expertise or niche in this particular area, what kind of skill set they need to develop, and how they can start building their career or learnings in this particular area. So any advice for them?
Right. So I am no advisor. In fact, I can only talk about the learnings that I have sort of received from whatever experience that I have. And of course, that includes, I mean, the young folks out there, it includes you also because you are quite young yourself. Right. So over the number of years, what I have learned, and of course, as a suggestion to everybody is please think like a customer. Put yourself into the shoes of the customer, and that is where your strategies come into picture. If somebody, people like us, we start only thinking about organizations and from the business standpoint, I think half the battle is lost. So the moment we think about customer, their needs, their requirements, their habits, their personalized needs and requirements, your job becomes very easy. You will be able to strategize appropriately towards focusing on the situation wherein you talk about an experience, you talk about security, you can talk about business, you talk about the technologies that are available, and to implement selection of technologies and implementation technologies as well. Everything is then customized towards the needs and requirements of the customer. And this stems from the fact that every user is different, every customer is different, and since every customer is different, their needs are different, their behavior patterns are different, and it's important for us to know and understand the needs and requirements and patterns of each and every of this customer, so that we'll be able to sort of build business strategies and technology strategies, and of course we'll be able to provide the best of the best customer experience to the entire global citizens.
Amazing, I think, Ninad. So great conversation, great insights. I think this session will be a great, valuable session for my audience, because so far this is a unique, different topic which we have taken this far, and my idea is to take more and more technology and business-related topics going forward. I am getting inspired from this conversation, and thank you for joining us and talking and giving the great insights.
Thank you so much, Gaurav, for having me out here. I think this is a great show, the Gaurav Batra show. So thank you so much for having me here.
And we call it GB show, and not coffee with Karan, but we have a hamper like that. I will like to give you. And
am I going to be? Is there going to be a rapid fire question or something
for you? So no, for me, if you are here, you are the winner.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Gaurav.
Thank you, Ninad. And it was really great talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, everyone. I will like to see you in the next video soon. See ya.